Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for the Daily Drive podcast. I'm Mike Breaux and excited that you would spend a few minutes of your day with us. We're currently talking about discovering God's will for our lives. We're talking about how God speaks, how He guides, but more importantly, how He shapes us into the right kind of people. In our last episode, we unpacked this foundational principle that I hope you will stick in your heart. It says this: God's will is much more about who we are than what we do or where we go. That who we are becoming is much more important than where He might lead us, so that whatever place He might lead us to, we be the right kind of person in that place. I'm just telling you, embracing this principle has been huge in my life. To be able to say to God daily, I just want to put myself on the potter's wheel today and let You shape and mold my character so that wherever You might lead me today, I'll just be a better person because You had Your hands on me. Which leads me to our second principle today. God longs for us to desire Him more than His answers for our life. God longs for us to desire Him more than just His answers for our life. My experience is that often when I'm looking for direction, my life can become totally consumed with the answer I'm seeking. So much so that all my conversation with God is, Lord, I really got to know. I need some clarity here. All my devotional time is, God, You got to give me an answer. So whenever I'm with God, all He ever hears from me is, I want to know, I need to know, I got to know, and I got to know right now. And I have sensed at times God asking me, bro, do you really love me? Or do you just really want my answers? Is your passion for my person, or is your passion more for my plan? And if I told you the answer to your question, would you just take off and run with it like I wouldn't see you again for like 3 more months until you had another dilemma that you needed the answer to? Because really, all I am to you is like Google search. And once you get the answer, it seems like I really don't see it much anymore. Gang, God loves for you and me to desire Him more than His answers. And the truth is, when we do that, we really begin to grow, and we even start finding answers when we expand our capacity to experience the person and presence of God. Brother Lawrence, in his classic book, he writes, the most holy and necessary practice in our spiritual life is the presence of God. That means finding constant pleasure in His divine company, speaking humbly and lovingly with Him in all seasons, at every moment, without limiting the conversation in any way. Now, I talked about this a few weeks ago, how David said in Psalm 27, verse 4, he said, one thing I ask of the Lord, and this is what I seek. And I wonder if we had that chance to ask God like one thing, I wonder how many of our requests would be, hey, God, here's the one thing. I want You to do this. I want You to tell me this. I want You to fix this, change this, work this out. Let me know this. David says, I've asked from the Lord one thing, and that I will seek. And here's what he asked for: that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple. David says, my one thing, I just want to know Him. God, if I only get one request, here it is. Is it him or her? Is it here or there? This school or that school? Job option A or B? If I get one request, my one request is I just want You in my life. That's it. I just want to be close to You. And I am discovering that it's out of that kind of relationship, that desire to know Him, that intimate friendship, that His answers for our life begin to flow. It's out of walking with Him in that kind of relationship that He actually leads us. I want you to see what it says in Psalm 32. This is a pretty cool concept here. This is God speaking. He says this: I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. God says, I will guide you. I'm not uninterested in your choices. I'm not indifferent about all the decisions you need to make. I'm not just standing back and saying, I don't really care what you do. I really do want to lead you in the best pathways. I will guide you, but I will guide you with my eye upon you. Now, you know how this works, right? You got to hang with me here. So you're at a party, you're invited over to somebody's house, and it's getting late, and you're ready to go, and the person you came with is on the other side of the room, and it's really rude to go, hey, let's go. So you kind of make eye contact, right? And you try to get their attention in a subtle kind of way, and you guide them with a look all the way to the door, like, let's go, let's go. You've done it. I've done it. I've had it done to me. And gang, if God is going to guide you and me and instruct us in the way that we should go with His eye upon us, then we ought to be seeking his face. It seems like I'm after his hand a lot more than I am his face. Seems like we always want what he's got, what he can give us, what he can do for us. But rarely do we just come to him and say, God, I don't want anything from you. I just want to seek your face. Yeah, sure, I got some questions in my life. I need some direction. But let's just set those aside for a while, God. I just want to know more of you. In fact, I'm not here to get anything from you. I'm just here to be with you. And if I could just be with you right now, that'd be enough for me in this moment. God's will is to find men and women like you and me who will seek him more than we would just seek his answers for our lives. So let's be those men and those women today. See you next time.